Hey there, comic nerds and indie comic lovers. It's your girl Ibitola. Welcome back to my channel, your cozy corner where graphic novels, webcomics, and indie creators get the spotlight they truly deserve. Today, I have an exciting review lined up for you. Today, we're diving headfirst into Creatures and Corridors, written by Brandon Auman and illustrated by Andrea Mutti. Okay, real talk. If you've ever watched Stranger Things and thought this would be way scarier if the kids were trapped in a dungeon with a dice deciding their fate, then Creatures and Corridors is about to ruin your emotional stability for real, for real. So, it's set in the summer of 1992. This graphic novel follows five high school sophomores who play a banned tabletop RPG called Creatures and Corridors. It was labeled too satanic, and for once, the parents were not completely wrong. The moment the game starts, reality absolutely breaks. Orcs storm the living room, parents are killed. The front yard becomes a moat of tentacled nightmare fuel, and the basement, congrats, is now a real dungeon, complete with monsters, traps, and a game master who has clearly never heard of boundaries. Yes, this does sound like Stranger Things vibes. We have not 90s nostalgia, a group of kids in way over their heads, a familiar world turning horrifying wrong. But here's the difference. Creatures and Corridor is darker, more brutal, and way more tabletop horror coded. There's no upside down mystery. The horror is immediate, physical, and unforgiving. There's less bikes and ego waffles and more roll initiative or die. What really elevates the story is the emotional core. These aren't heroes, they're kids dealing with fear, grief, guilt, and responsibility in real time. The game doesn't just test their stats, it tests their friendship and their ability to grow up way too fast. This is about that terrifying moment when childhood ends, but instead of homework, you're facing a death trap. Now, Andrea Mutti's artwork here is phenomenal. The shadows, textures, and the pacing feel straight out of a horror film storyboard. Every panel builds dread. You can practically hear the dice hit the table before everything goes wrong. The visual don't just show the horror, they control the tension. So, if Stranger Things is nostalgic supernatural adventure, Creatures and Corridor, it's his meaner, bloodier cousin who plays tabletop games and has seen things. It's smart, unsettling, emotionally grounded, and genuinely scary. Not because of monsters alone, but because it understands fear, loss, and the cost of survival. I'm giving Creatures and Corridor a 4.5 out of 5. Half a point deducted only because I want more lore, more story, and more emotional damage. If you love Stranger Things, horror comics, or RPGs where the stakes are your actual life, you need this on your shelf. Drop a dice in the comments if you think you'll survive this game. And follow for more graphic novel deep dive because your TBR deserve better choices than these kids made. Bye bye for now.